Hey everybody, Bobby Klink here. Wanted to pop in here on this Friday afternoon to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot lately. And that is, I'm seeing a lot of entrepreneurs who are putting the cart before the horse. And candidly, it's been something that's been bothering me for a while now. And I see it over and over again in in entrepreneurship areas that I'm in groups, in masterminds, in Facebook groups, and everything. And so I wanted to talk about it briefly. And what really brought it to mind was I was with a couple of entrepreneurs recently, and we were talking, and someone said, well, if you were trying to help an online entrepreneur get started, what is the first thing you would do? And the person's response was, I would have them come up with an incredible offer. And I kind of bristled about that, because I think that's the conventional wisdom, and I think it's dead wrong. I think, quite honestly, entrepreneurs are being encouraged to create a course, to create a membership, to create some kind of high-dollar digital product, and to start with that. And I believe that starting there is a recipe for disaster. And I know from my own experience, because I started in the online space by saying, you know what, I'm going to create an online course that's going to help online entrepreneurs with the legal stuff. And the thing was, I didn't really have anyone to talk to. So I was like, I know what they want. I'm going to create this and I'm going to do it. And I did it at a time when I didn't have an email list of any real size. I didn't have any fans. I didn't have a following of any kind on social media. And so I created this course based upon what in my mind seemed like the perfect offer and seemed like a no-brainer. The problem was I created a course that nobody wanted. And I then tried to sell it by, dumping tons of money into Facebook ads, and that didn't work either. So I ended up spending about $10,000 just on the ads, plus the time, plus the technology, plus all the other stuff to get it all set up. And I had one person buy, and she asked for a refund on day 29 of my 30-day no questions asked refund policy. So I know that starting with a product is not the way to go. I am a believer, and this really shouldn't be a crazy idea, but it really is these days, that we should start by finding our fan base. We should start by finding our people, by finding our tribe, to use the lingo of the online world. And the reason why I say that is finding your tribe, finding your fans, building a connection with your fans is the key to unlocking everything. I know in my business, that's when things started turning around. Candidly, I didn't make a single dollar online until I started focusing on finding, attracting, nurturing, and serving my fans. It was when I did that and said, you know what? I'm going to focus on this first. And only after I'd focused on that was I going to create a new product offer, or was I going to do anything like that. That's when things actually started to work in my business. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And I'm in all of these groups with people, course creation groups, membership groups, and I see these people posting who literally have 0 people on their email list. They have a very small social media following, and they've invested a ton of money in a course to help them create a course or create a membership, etc. And I look at it, and I'm going to be honest with you. I know they are going to have a really, really tough time. Is it possible that maybe they're going to be able to actually, make money and have a successful launch? Sure. Is it likely? Nope. It just isn't. It's a reality of this world. There are people who have like these crazy launches. We hear about the unicorns, right? We hear about the people who went from 0 to 6-figure launch in 60 days. But guess what? I don't want to bet on being like, Taylor Swift. The reality is, most people are going to struggle. And so the people who ultimately succeed in this space are the people who focus on building their fan base first. And again, when I say fan base, I mean following. And part of it is that's where you test your messaging. That's where you figure out what people want, how you can serve them, how you can actually help them with what they want, not just what you think they need. And when you actually take the time to do that, when you have a product, whether it's a course, a membership, or some other digital product, you can just kind of say, here, I'm going to open the doors, and people say, I want it. Because they trust you, they know you, they like you, all of that. And so you are going to have people who want to buy from you. So I am a big believer that online entrepreneurs should start by building their fan base. Find your fans, find ways to attract people to your tribe, find ways to nurture them, and then find ways to serve them. And that's the phase when you actually start to sell them something. And that's when you talk to them, when you're in any one of these courses about creating a course or a membership, one of the things they're going to tell you is, hey, go interview your ICA, find out what they want. Well, guess what? If you don't have fans yet, it's going to be tough to do that. Again, in a lot of these courses and groups that I'm in where I see people are struggling, that's part of the problem. They're like, well, I don't have anyone. I put it out on social, but nobody responded. Whereas, once you have a committed group of following, people who like what you do, you say, hey, I want to create a new product. I'd love to pick your brain. People are going to jump at this and say, hey, I'd love to talk to you about it. And so you're going to get the input to create what you need, et cetera. And so this really is the key in my view. And I know this is an unpopular opinion because quite honestly, I'm telling you, you can't go online and start making money after 30 days or 60 days. Now, is it possible? Sure. Could you have maybe some low dollar or some templates or some little things like that maybe can be making you some money? Sure. But realistically, if you want to have a course that's like a signature course, if you want to have a membership, if you want to have something like that, you can't really succeed at that largely until you've taken the time to find your fans, to build the following, to do all of that. And I just know that nowadays, because I've literally been doing, I don't say nothing but that, but I've really focused on that pretty intensely for the last 18 months. Now, when I make an offer, people say, I want it. When I send an email where I say, hey, I've got this idea for something, I don't really have it all fleshed out. People say, yeah, I want it. And it's not about me, right? It's not because I'm special. It's because I've taken the time to do the work of cultivating my fans, my following, et cetera. And so my challenge to you is to do the same. And I love seeing Katie saying that she's been doing this and that she agrees with me. And again, when you're someone like Katie had a business, and me too, like I had a business, my law firm. And so it's easier for us, I guess, right? I mean, because we had the ability to rely upon, income from that service business to help us, do the building process. And I know that can be hard, but what I'm going to tell you is if you try to short circuit it and say, well, I don't have time to do this, you're going to end up putting a lot of money in, not getting money out. So my encouragement to you is to take the time, find your fans, really spend the time building a following and doing that work. And once you've done that, then you'll be in a position to sell and to make money online. So I'd love to see your comments. Drop a comment below letting me know what you think. Am I crazy? Do you agree with this? Disagree? But again, I honestly believe that people need to stop with the building of courses and building of memberships and all that and start with building their fan bases. That's it for now. Hope you have a great weekend. Next week, I'm actually off to a mastermind retreat in Chicago with James Wedmore's Inner Circle. So not sure I'll be able to go live on the page, but I'll try. But if you have any, questions of me, I'm always around. Drop me a comment, and I'd love, I'd love to see your thoughts, comments on this, and anything else. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you maybe next week or maybe the week after. Talk to you then.